Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and this is a speed build of a lighthouse actually, because I was just thinking, I really want to build something that I haven't built before, and I thought that maybe doing like a converted lighthouse would be kind of fun. So I built it on the lot in Wittenberg, which is right on the water. I thought that would be really pretty, and I don't know, it's just different, and it's kind of, I don't know, I thought it was a good idea. I haven't really seen too many people attempt to build a lighthouse, so it was a nice little challenge for me. And later on, as the build goes on, I actually tack on the whole Greek theme to the lighthouse, because I was kind of in a Mediterranean kind of kick at this time, and I thought it'd be really cool to just kind of add that on, because I really wanted to use this turret, and I don't remember if I keep it or not. Yeah, I don't think I did. I think I just had a regular roof, and yeah. But yeah, I really love lighthouses. I think they're really cool structures, and I grew up in Florida, so there is actually a few lighthouses in Florida that I've visited when I was younger, like on field trips or just to go as a tourist or whatever. But yeah, they're really, really cool, and they're usually by the sea because, of course, they help guide ships away from rocks or to where the harbor is, and so they're pretty important, especially through history. The first ever lighthouse that was, I think, recorded or known about is the one in Alexandria, Egypt, which actually fell due to an earthquake. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Usually lighthouses will have either a house connected to it or on the property somewhere where the lighthouse keeper and his family would stay. I really like how this came out. I think that it's a really cute house. It's just a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house, I think. And the whole interior structure of the lighthouse is just open. So I put a chandelier in there, I think, just so it could have a little bit of lighting. And I thought that the windows were kind of too much. So I ended up just using these windows that came with the vintage glamour. I thought those kind of matched the structure pretty well. At this point, I was kind of thinking of doing a New England type of lighthouse. I didn't get to that point where I wanted to do a Greek lighthouse yet. And the reason why, one of the reasons why I changed the look of it is because I really wanted some nice outdoor spaces that maybe they added on or something. And when I think of outdoor spaces next to the sea, I think of Greek, so that's kind of where it progressed. So usually lighthouses will be in the rocks or like in rocky areas. Not always, sometimes they're on cliffs or sometimes they're just kind of on a hill. But I kind of wanted to give that illusion, so I sized up some rocks and kind of put them around the lighthouse area so it looked like it was taller than it actually is. So this is the point where I was like, oh, blue tiles. Blue tiles remind me of Greece. So yeah, I started adding some cypress trees and some plants and stuff around so it would look a little more lush and a little more Mediterranean. And I added this bit here. I wish there were more than 4 levels because I really wanted a super tall lighthouse, but unfortunately you can't go higher than 4, and I needed the top bit for, the actual light. So just had to, maybe it's a little short stubby lighthouse. Because there are some lighthouses that are shorter. Not all lighthouses are really tall, but, you know, we do what we can. So most Mediterranean or Greek type structures usually will have like a stairwell that is on the outside of the building to get to the top floor. Because it's very a nice climate, and you know, you can be outside for most of the year and at all times of day. So I added some stairs on the side because there was really no room on the inside of the structure to add stairs. So I thought that would be fine and okay for this type of build. So there are these flowers. I'm not sure what they're called, but they actually will climb up a wall and they're really beautiful. And so that's what I was doing there, just kind of having some flowers climb up the wall as they do. This build is available on the gallery if you want it, but just make sure you have move objects on before you place it, just so everything is in place and doesn't disappear on you, because most of the flowers, I think, are placed, and also the rocks are using that cheat. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you decide to download this into your world. So the whole downstairs is pretty open, and also keeping in mind the whole Greek theme. There's a lot of blues and whites inside the house, as well as brighter colors, just to make it a little more fun. This here, of course, is the kitchen, and I really wanted to use some nice tile work behind the sink and the fridge. There's also tons of plants in this build, which I love, of course. You know me, I love plants. At least in, in real life too. I don't like the idea of gardening in real life. Like, you know, maintaining all the plants. If I were rich and I had my way, I would have a giant garden, but a gardener to maintain it for me. I really like the idea of using stone for the pathways and also the interior and the exterior, because I think that this would be a really old lighthouse, and I think it would be maybe recently renovated or something. That's kind of what I was thinking, and I was thinking of maybe either an adult or an elder that lives here that maybe is retired or just isn't employed, and they just kind of maintain the lighthouse. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as to who lives here. So right now I'm just working on a little bit of the outside areas and on the terrace. I knew I wanted to have the lights, because they look so pretty at night, and like if you have your sim up here in the front, or not in the front, but on top here, it's really pretty at night, I think. So here I'm doing the bathroom, and I really loved these blue and white tiles for the bathroom. I think that's very Greek and very Mediterranean, and yeah, I kind of liked the layout of this house too. I think it's pretty easy to navigate as far as like from a player standpoint. There's not really a ton of clutter, and there's not anything too complicated going on. Here's another fun fact about lighthouses for you. The newest lighthouse that is in the US, at least, is in South Carolina. The US lighthouse, Charleston Light is what it's called, and it's on Sullivan's Island, and it was completed in 1962. It's actually the only lighthouse that has an elevator and air conditioning. And I can attest to that because there was a few lighthouses I've gone to, in Florida in the middle of summer, mind you, and there's no AC, and there's tons of stairs to get to the top, and it's brutal. Like, I have a huge respect for lighthouse keepers, especially the ones that are not manning the newest South Carolina lighthouse that has AC. Because, let me tell you, it's really difficult to go up all those flights of stairs in the dead of summer. It's terrible. But once you're at the top, it's beautiful and it's super breezy, and yeah, I think it's worth it though. Like, if you've never been to a lighthouse, it's a pretty nice experience, I think. So the interior, I would say it's a little bit coastal inspired and a little bit Greek and a little bit bohemian in a way. That's what I would describe the interior. It's very clean and open, I think. And, I mean, I wouldn't mind staying here. I think that it's a really bright space. I tried to have as much wind, like, as much natural light coming in as I could, because it was a bit dark at the beginning. I also imagine the woman who lives here is an artist, so I have some nice paintings and an easel in here. But of course, you know, if you downloaded it and you have a different type of sim, that's totally fine. I just like to imagine sims or people that live in the builds that I make, just so it's easier to kind of have a direction in which I decorate. It's a little easier to go about it that way than to just kind of wing it or whatever. It gives you a little more focus. Now we're going to be doing the master bedroom, and I think we're almost done with the build. I'm just going to be putting some lighting and a few extra little details here and there, but I hope you like it, and I hope to do more coastal and Caribbean and tropical type builds, because I don't know, they're just really relaxing and I love the aesthetic of them. And ever since my collab with Simlicity, I've been all about that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!